Why, hello guys, how you doing? This is, I think, Chill Hangs number 5 this year. Have a very special guest.
I'm not that special.
Uh, for those of you that have not met her or seen her before, that is my wife, Mrs. Gray. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, just doing some Chill Hangs. Sorry, I am so late at this. Dinner. I eat like a 12-year-old. Pardon the loudness.
Same. I used to tell people that I eat like a 30-year-old bachelor because it consisted of like Cheetos, macaroni and cheese, and deer meat.
Yeah, I, I don't know. I think with Little Debbie's and macaroni and cheese and garlic bread and hot dogs, I would probably live a very, very happy life. Chicken nugget?
No, thank you.
So yeah, nothing like super crazy this week. Listening to some more podcasts. I was listening to Venus Theory talk with Sonic Scoop on his channel about just the music industry working and how Venus Theory, he did the band circuit thing and then wasn't his gig, so he became more a producer, that sort of thing. And so I was listening to that. I was listening to them describe music, and I remember last live I did, I was talking about how if you're wanting to grow an audience very quickly, you kind of have to write towards that audience. But if you're writing more for artistic value, then you do your own thing, you make your own process. But thinking some about what they were saying, it's kind of weird. So they mentioned how when you don't know what you're doing, you tend to do be more creative. Like nobody's told you what you're doing is wrong yet. So you tend to just do it because you can. And it made me think about when I started doing music and stuff. I was like, man, this is so cool. Let me add this in here. Let me do this. Let me try this. And it was fun. It was great. And it was super creative. I was like, wow, I don't really hear stuff like this. Or sometimes I did. And I would copy it and I'd play, all right, let's try this. But after I started getting into the how to's, like the hey, you should mix your songs a certain way, or the bad habit I got into was asking a bunch of people about their thoughts on a song I'd be working on. So it would be like 7, 8 people saying, I think you need to change this about your song, or I think you should do this, while I was still writing it. And so it caused a lot of conflict and a lot of issues in my mind trying to rectify what it was I was doing. And yeah, thank you to the guys that have joined us so far. Hope your night's going well. Yeah, so we got food, might do a little bit of music, we'll see. And doing some hanging, doing some hanging. Have my wife, Mrs. Gray, with me. And yeah, it's a good life, guys. It's a good life. We're currently dealing with some apartment issues, so keep us in your prayers. So, fun fact with us, when I met Casey, I knew she was into heavy music because she told me about that, and I told you guys before how I was into metal. But like, Casey's into extreme metal, and feel free to share some recommendations if you want. We're all just hanging it out.
Cultist. Let me feel everything. Cultist.
That is a good one.
And then let's see. There's Hope Ablazed by Legion of Adonai. I love that one too.
So Legion of Adonai, I listen to their production. Songs are great. I hear the production and I'm like, oh, I really want the production to be better, but really, really good songs.
I love what is it? Unbreakable by Unworthy. I love that song so much, but it's so cluttered together and it sounds like trashy garage band metal. And I love it. And I didn't expect you to get into it.
So first time she started sharing that kind of music with me, I I was driving, if I remember correctly, and I was like, "What is this?" It sounds like it was recorded in a garage, but it grows on you, and it's like, man. After a while, you really do like it. After a while, it sounds good. It sounds like old hardcore, you know.
Yeah, when you listen to it, your face kind of like contorted, like you just got offered a bowl of moldy soup.
I was not expecting it. I really was not. I was into like Red or Thousand Foot Crutch, Demon Hunter, August Burns Red, like a little bit of Norma Jean, that sort of stuff. And then this girl pulls out like Diamonds to Dust and
Convictions.
yeah, and Convictions. And I'm like, huh. I didn't realize she was a deathcore girl. So it's great. Got the full package, guys. She's beautiful.
I don't
She
know
loves
about that.
metal. She is beautiful. She loves metal. It's great. How's everybody's night going?
If there's anything on there, you're gonna have to read it to me because I don't have my glasses.
That's okay. So I went to our local music store today, and I picked up the Steve Vai model that they had. Not bought it, but picked it up, played with it a little bit. I was not expecting that guitar to be so heavy. I picked it up, and they're the guitars with the hand grip in the body, and I was like, man, this thing's gonna be so light. I picked it up. I'm like, thing is almost as heavy as my parents' expectations. It was heavy. So picked it up, played on it. Beautiful neck. Ibanez makes amazing guitars. Oh, hi, Nana. She says, hi, guys. I'm wonderful. You two are so beautiful together. Thank you so much, Nana.
What was it about metal that drew you in?
So, like, when I was younger, I listened to a band named Jonah 33 with my oldest brother, Jonathan. So, Jonathan introduced me to that. And then Jonathan got into the band Red. And with Red, it was the first time like I had heard music like that. I was like, oh, this is so cool, because I thought metal was symphonic and all this. But I more or less enjoyed the way I felt when I was listening to the music. And I could still feel good listening to like gospel music and, excuse me, some things like the bluegrass and whatnot that I grew up listening to. But there was something about when people were singing through the pain that they had, and they were singing through the pain when they were writing about issues that, even though the words were generic, um, it just connected. It felt like they understood where I was in life. So, how about you? Don't mind my dinner, by the way, guys.
As far as like what bands I got into first, Linkin Park is like not like metal,
But I'm teasing.
but that's kind of where it started as far as like that genre, like dipping your toes into that, and then it led into like Evanescence and then A7X and others that I don't condone now. But as I got older, I started changing. I started changing the genre more so to a more positive message that was within the lyrics. But for me, what I loved about it was that the way that they sang, and you could feel that they feel what they're singing. Like you said, like some of it sounds like generic lyrics, but they're conveying it in a different way. I honestly have no idea how to word it, but I love the emotion, the frustration that you can feel, the desperation in the way that they scream. But yeah, especially I guess like another thing is as a Christian you do have such more of an open door with other people, because I had other people around me that I'm getting so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting so nervous.
Yeah. You really do have to. You really do have to be. You have to be careful as a Christian walking a certain path, because if you're constantly listening to negativity, if you're constantly listening to things that are impacting your spirit in a negative way, the thing itself may not be made to be negative, but it impacts you in a negative way. You have to be careful, even if you're not a Christian, because things do affect you spiritually. You know, as much as people try to separate their spirituality away from who they are, you know, humans, we have a spirit, we have a soul, we have a body, and all those things can be affected by things we see, by what we listen to, what we entertain. So you really do have to be careful. There's only so much that you can tolerate of some things. I think that's why my parents were super like, they were sometimes very sensitive. Like I said in last life, they were very sensitive to what they allowed in the house or what they brought on, because my parents, they grew up not in church. They grew up like kind of like the club scene and stuff for some of them, and others it was more or less just my other parent. They were more so, they didn't go the club scene route. They were more of the just out there kind of thing. Um, I'll let them tell their stories one day. They actually they did a podcast with my brother. Oh, if I can remember my brother's channel's name. He's he does like marriage and family stuff. And yeah, we don't do marriage and family stuff. At least not yet.
Not yet. Right now, I'm still like dipping my toes into live streams because I'm such a nervous wreck. Like I have to rehearse stuff in my head, and like now it's like, okay, you're on the spot, say this, or like, what are your thoughts on this? So it's like, I didn't think this through. It's like I have intellectual thoughts, I promise.
So so with that, it's kind of like when you're on stage and you're performing and you have to talk with the crowd. It's kind of the same feeling, because you're there and you have to connect with people, and you have a few moments to connect with people, and you have a time limit to get your song sets through. And so I think about worship leaders. I think about when I was in a band. I think about when I play out with people. now, you have to you have to get used to that, but it takes so long sometimes. I'm an introvert. So if you put a microphone in my hand in front of a bunch of people, I'm like, I don't really know what to do other than just like, hi. And then we'll start a conversation. And I've been in those situations enough to where I can kind of fake it and keep going. But
You are such a social butterfly in public, though. Like, you say hi to everyone.
mm, yeah, sometimes I do. um, Man, getting called out on my own channel. but
That's what I'm here for.
but no, it's like with people, going back to even just the moments of connection, you have to be able to connect with people, and you have to be wary of how people even impact you, impact your spirit, impact the way you think, the way you act. There was years ago, people were using that term toxic for everything. And I was like, my
Mhm.
workplace is toxic. My spouse is toxic. My car is toxic. And it was like, people were using that word in place of so many other words. Um, but you have to be careful with who you interact with, because some people do kind of have a poisonous spirit, if I can say it like that, about them. Some people don't mean well. Some people really do not mean good. But thankfully, at least concerning the Christian walk, we are geared and we're prepped in order to deal with that. We have the armor of God, and it's a that's a good Bible study for another day. If ever you're interested in Bible study, shoot me a message. We'll talk. Um, but you have to be careful. That also translates to, again, when I was writing songs early on in my career, and I would ask 15, 16 different people, "Hey, what do you think about this part?" Like, words aren't in the song, it's just music and maybe like four instruments. I'm like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And people would be like, "I don't. I think you should do this, or I would change that." And I took their advice as being better than my intellect, or better than the dream I had for what this was going to be. And so I let it shape me. And that's why sometimes if you go and you listen to the old stuff that I have on my channel, I haven't deleted it. I don't plan to, because this channel is a channel that songwriters can come to, and they can watch the process and be like, "Huh, I like what this is. I don't like this. This is something I'd like to take for myself." Obviously, not straight ripping off, please. Please. If you want to rip off part of it, just let me know. Give me some songwriting credit, please. I need this. But yeah, it was just a thing of not being sure. Even though having the vision, having the purpose, just not being sure. As an artist, you really do have to hang on to the fact of, if you're doing what you're doing for the sake of it, you have to hang on to the dimensions of your dream. It may morph in the process, and that's cool. But when it comes to you, if you're a painter and you're seeing the image in front of you, lock onto that image, remember it. And if you tell people about it, don't let them be like, well, why is the sky blue? Shouldn't the sky be purple? Because then if you do this, then that'll affect these colors.
Or it's like you're in the kitchen and trying to bake something, and then you've got all of these people coming in and they're like, hey, you should add this to the recipe or this and that, and then all of a sudden it's not the recipe that it was.
Exactly. Once you have that dream, once you have that vision, lock onto it. And it's okay to change some things. Talk with people that you trust, people that you know. It's okay to change some things. But like, it's yours. Go make it. If you're making stuff just to make it so that people like it, then follow the recipe for that. But if you're making art for the sake of making art as an artist, be true to that. Don't worry about the numbers. We're sitting at 152 subscribers when I video this, by the way. Future Jeremy, take note. Don't worry about the numbers. Whether people come now or later doesn't really matter. Whether people care does not really matter. If you're making art for art's sake, keep going. If you're making art for other people, then yeah, do what it is that you think they would like. But that's tangent for a different day. I'm gonna go back to eating food here in just a moment.
I think I interrupted you with my chair squeak.
No, it's all good. The only thing I'm missing from this is chocolate milk. Chocolate milk, chicken nuggets, and pizza slice. Perfect dinner.
And ranch.
Okay, so my wife loves ranch. I think almost as much as she loves me. She loves ranch. I love chocolate milk. I think it's how I maintain my tan.
I too love chocolate milk. Wait, what?
I'm teasing.
Oh, it took a second for that to register in.
I'm teasing.
That was like what was always in my sippy cup was chocolate milk, Ovaltine, chocolate milk.
See, Ovaltine was really good stuff.
It
but
really was.
I kind of miss the Nesquik. So the Nesquik was so good. It was so good.
It was okay, but there was like an aftertaste to it, at least for me. Like especially the bottled chocolate milk. There was like an aftertaste to it.
I will tell you guys what I miss. I miss the Sobeys, the drinks with the little lizard on it.
Mm-hmm.
The white Sobe, I think it was Pina Colada. So good.
Oh, have you ever had? It's not like actual chocolate milk, but it's a chocolate drink. They're called Yoo-Hoos.
Yes.
They had like the little bitty boxes, and then they had cans.
And they finally started putting them in glass bottles now, I think, because that's what we had at the hospital was the glass bottles. But the cartons sound like it would taste better. It's something about carton milk. It tastes better. Carton chocolate milk, white milk. It just tastes better.
There's something about the school cafeteria chocolate milk that was just bomb.
I think the secret is just how much you drink. So Marsha Egan's LOL. I love ranch too, but I like chocolate milk. It don't give me a tan. What's the secret? I think it's how much you drink, because I don't know. I don't know. I think it's how much you drink, where you drink it, because if you drink it indoors away from the sun, it may not activate. I'm teasing, by the way, for legal reasons. I'm totally teasing. Man, you're beautiful.
Oh my goodness, you are handsome.
Pardon all the chewing, guys. It's been a long day. Did some mixing on the song that is coming out this week or next week. I am still doing some final recordings in some spots. I am, let's see what else. Took care of some business today with the music store. Getting some stuff fixed up and around. So it's been a busy day.
Been passing out some business cards.
Yeah. Got business cards. We got flyers. There might be some more merch coming soon that will get named when it is made. I guess I should. When it is made.
I know, I've been looking at the screen too. I'm just like not even acknowledging the little camera.
It's so weird. I'm looking forward to actually getting a couple different cameras, because then with OBS, we'll be able to switch between them and get soundboards and all that fun stuff. So, guys, we are almost at 30 minutes. We're going to call this one tonight. Thank y'all for hanging with us. With the music, come back tomorrow. We're going tomorrow morning or afternoon. Excuse me, or afternoon. I will try to get on here, play some music for you guys, and we can chill. Might even give you guys a sneak peek of the song I'm working on. So, guys, it's so good to see you all. Thank you all for hanging with us tonight. We appreciate you guys. And
that was fast.
Pray you guys have a really, really good night, okay? We'll see y'all tomorrow.
I guess he's shutting us down.
Anything you want to say before we go away?
Bye.
Toodles.